Do you have a favorite museum or exhibit in DC, or a favorite garden, perhaps?
I have a favorite garden. I like Dumbarton Oaks. I've always gone there since I was a kid and walked around. And I like how it changes with different seasons and different flowers are growing. So I think about that one a lot. And then I also am a guard, and I work in the education department at the Phillips Collection, which I've always gone since I was a kid as well, but I spent a lot of time there, so I'm always inspired by the work there. I'm a painter, and I'm an MFA student at American, and I'm in my first year. I graduate next spring, so 2018.
And that would be with the MFA in painting? What kind of program is it?
It's a studio art program, but I mostly paint, so yeah.
What do you like about the program at American?
The teachers are really great, the students are great. We also have really great studios here, which I like.
What's your process like from your, when you initially have an idea to your final product?
Yeah. So I normally start with like a few flowers. I start like on a big sheet of canvas like that, and I like spread out like the little sketches on it, and then I start, and it's unstretched, and then I start painting on it when it's primed, and then eventually I figure out like how big I want it to be or what size, and then I'll stretch it on and then keep painting on it. But I normally start with an initial like pattern or like compositional idea, and it kind of like builds as I work. So I don't necessarily have like a complete idea of what I want to do. I'll just like start with something and then go from there.
What are some of the techniques and styles you utilize in your work?
It's hard to like categorize your own work in a style. Yeah, and it's pattern. Like I would say it's pattern based, floral based, kind of abstract sometimes, and then sometimes not. So it goes in between.
Where have you found or sought inspiration from?
I have been reading I've been reading Hamlet a lot, which has Ophelia in it, and I like the character of Ophelia because she's interested. I think she's like often written off by people as like silly or like kind of stupid because she's just interested in these pretty things. But I think because she collects flowers, she goes around and collects flowers, and her like dad dies, and all she's doing is collecting flowers and crying. And then when she dies, she's actually making like a garland of flower, and she's sitting in a willow tree, and she falls into the creek below, and she's not committing suicide, but she's just so upset she just lays there, and her dress is so heavy that she gets dragged down into the water, and so she dies because of her interest in these beautiful things.
And how do you know when it's done? Is there, is it a feeling or catharsis or an amount of, canvas left open or covered?
When I'm working, I'm interested in a sort of like balance between order and chaos. I'm taking pattern from textiles that I find in magazines, like these over here, and then plants in like outside, which are like ordered, because most plants we see have been like planted there, so that's also a form of order. And so then I'm thinking about them in terms of order and chaos. So I'm like looking for a point where it feels like it's coming together into order, but then it's also sort of like messing up or like unraveling and coming undone a little. So like a kind of tension between the two.